Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, my name is Zachary Nolan. This is Carter Nolan. We would just like to say that because I've realized we've done 31 videos, and we've only said that once. Yeah, and now people are just having to guess who's who. Thank you to all the new subscribers. We really appreciate you subscribing, and we hope you like the content that we give out.
And we're now at our yearly goal for a third time.
Yes, like at the end of the year goal. We passed 75 subscribers. So our new goal is naturally still low because we are contained in our goals and ambition. Hopefully at 100 maybe by January, sometime in January. Yeah. And honestly, we're really happy with it.
That's actually kind of crazy in the sense of we thought we'd be hitting 50 and now we're talking about 100.
Yes. It's even crazier that YouTube insists on taking away views from every single video.
YouTube has taken away probably around 1,000 views altogether.
You think we're kidding, but like...
No, we got
a lot.
We had 500.
Anywho,
Mandalorian
first off, if you haven't checked out our 2 most recent trailer reactions, you should. They're short videos, so they won't take up most of your time. Unlike most of our videos that are like 30 minutes.
The Cassian Andor series.
So, that is not what we are here to talk about, though. What we are here to talk about is The Mandalorian.
That's going well.
Season 2, Episode 7.
Which is
Chapter
15.
15? Okay.
Yeah, because there's 8 episodes in the first season.
I'm just going to quickly give, I guess, a quick brief, as I always do.
Spoiler-free review?
Yes, spoiler-free review. And if you're looking for spoiler-free watch, that is a tough word to say right now. Probably you should not check the comments because we have a thumbnail. We will comment the thumbnail for all of our reactions and at what point they occur in this video because we will throw them in. There's we'll 5 or 6 of them.
We will give you timestamps.
And the one that is in capitals is the one that is the most reacted. I'll say that. No, this episode is filler. This episode's filler. It is filler, but I think it shows a perspective that it really hasn't shown us before in this filler episode, and it also fleshes out characters that we didn't really know we were gonna get fleshed out.
And that's what you want in a filler episode, because filler episodes, a lot of people give them like crap because like, oh, it's just another filler episodes, yada yada yada. But you can make good filler episodes.
Yes.
This is a very good example of that. You're building on your characters you already have. You do introduce a few new things.
Yeah.
But they're not groundbreaking, but you don't want them to be groundbreaking.
I would say
because you need to set it up for something, which is next week's finale.
Yes,
of
it's nuts that we're at the finale already. And yeah, but no, I would say this is our second filler episode of the season, with the second episode being the first one. It's done a lot better than that. And
yeah, that was...
It just ties everything. Everything is just nice to see. So, yeah. Without further ado, we are moving on to our spoiler review. Yeah. Also, if you're leaving now, please like, share, and subscribe.
You probably should have started with that.
They're gone.
They're already gone by now.
So, this episode kicks off with them pretty much getting Mayfield. They're not really breaking him out of prison, which I like. Because, honestly, let's be honest, when I heard about this, I thought they were just going to break him out of prison. I thought that was going to be the whole episode. Was breaking him out of prison.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the whole episode. They didn't do that, and I'm happy about that. They cut right to the chase. They literally say, we need this prisoner, and they're like, okay, here you go. Mayfield's working in what looks like an abandoned Imperial trash.
Well, it's basically a New Republic junkyard.
With a lot of TIE fighter
bits. With a lot of Imperial ships.
Yeah, ATSTs and stuff like that.
But it's kind of interesting because that's kind of how the rebellion sort of started. They started by just like finding scraps.
Yeah, and Mayfield's working on stuff like that.
And you look at something like a ship in Rogue One, like the U-Wing. It's just a scrappy, like it's literally a ship made from scraps.
I know.
No, but it's just...
Okay. No, but they pretty much need, what's the thing it's called? Like, they need his clearance to find out, to be able to track Gideon's ship. Is that pretty much the gist of it?
Yeah, they basically, they need his Imperial expertise.
Yes, so they go to Morak, I believe the planet is. They fly in the slave one. Oh, actually, silly me, how could I forget? Boba Fett got a paint job.
As you can see
In
now.
Yeah.
I don't think that's so hard to ask, do you?
He looks so good.
Oh, he painted it!
Yeah.
Second, I thought you were this other guy.
That looks so good repainted.
Yeah, but he really needs to go, like, hopefully edited, right?
Yeah, no, like, it looks really solid. I wasn't expecting it.
I
at
wasn't
all.
either.
I just thought they were gonna run with what they had already.
I thought they would either...
It is a little jarring, I'll be honest. It is a little jarring. Because even in, like, it looks better painted than it did in Empire.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
But I think what was interesting is I expected for him to come back and just, like, he would lose the black robe and he'd go back to just the standard...
No, he's Dad
cut.
Boba.
Well, like, you know what I mean, though? I thought he'd go back to
Sometimes
the
those
standard
pants
costume.
just don't fit like they used to.
Yeah.
Which, no, but
I
he
still
looks
kind of
great.
hope that they do a little bit more with
No,
that.
I like the change because I think it should, like, I don't know.
But I understand.
I'm okay with it, honestly. It doesn't...
It's mainly the legs. That's
Yeah.
That's my only issue.
He doesn't lose sense of what
The black
he's been
actually-
through. He doesn't lose what sense of what he's been through.
That's true.
Anyway,
They
so
still
they
haven't
fly to
talked
Morak where an Imperial refinery is there, and they are
for
refining
Rhydonium,
which is highly explosive.
which is also, if you've seen Star Wars Rebels, it is in the old abandoned Republic base on Anaxis.
Okay.
That you get to see in Rebels.
They arrive on the other, pretty much kind of on the other side of the planet, and we see these almost turbo tank like
Yeah.
truck. It's funny. They're like a turbo tank with none of their weapons.
Yeah.
Those are straight up trucks.
Yeah.
Like they're glorified semis.
Yeah. Which
Is ironic because they're called
it's-
juggernauts, but they don't have any guns. It seems like.
Yeah, although it seems like there's probably a lot of different types of juggernauts. You know what I mean? Instead of just there
Maybe.
being the. Well, I mean, there's a lot of different types of walkers. There isn't just one walker.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I would say.
Like if
yeah.
you look at something like,
That's
for
fair.
example, the Republic AT-OT, there's almost no weapons on it. That's just for moving troops.
Yes, and this is just moving.
Exactly,
Cargo.
but that's my point. It
Yes.
doesn't have to be weaponized.
Okay.
But it
So-
looks great.
Yeah.
I love it when they bring in new designs like that, and like whether it's new stormtroopers
We're at
or
the 7
new
minute mark.
Imperial ships. Or
I'm 3 minutes
whatever.
into this episode.
I know. But you know what? It's worth talking about. So you can continue on.
Anyway, no, but Cara Dune Cara Dune breaks into the tank, stops it under a bridge,
Yeah.
and Mayfield.
Boba makes the funniest.
Yeah,
comment.
yes, Boba's comment, because they talk about how they do facial recognition when they're asking for the codes, but if you're already on the Republic's database,
Or
then yes, or if you're wanted by the Empire, it'll register and it won't let you do it.
well,
So Mayfield can because he's not.
Well, here,
Just wait, Mayfield can. Kara can't because she fought.
because
She's a rebel.
no, but now she's New Republic.
Oh, now
'Cause she's
okay,
just
which-
joined the
but
New Republic.
Both of them work.
So that
Fennec's,
makes it even worse.
Fennec's an assassin,
So
and
she's
Boba Fett says this.
They might recognize my face.
Now use it. Yeah. Now roll
Yeah.
the clip.
I'll trip the alarm too.
Fett, let's just say they might recognize my face.
Great. No way. The minute he gets
But,
involved.
I like that. I love that
I
touch.
love that, and it's just he's a clone.
Yeah,
of course
100% they're gonna
He's
recognize
a clone. They're gonna recognize you. Like,
Anyway, yeah. So Mando, embarrassingly, has to take off his Beskar armor and wear the transport trooper
Which
armor.
it's
I think
funny.
they're saying it transport.
Yeah, it's actually. I thought originally when I just saw it
You thought it
from
was the
afar
hover
that
tank.
it was the hover tank.
It's
Well,
like
it's still
dark
the
and
hover
gradient.
tank helmet.
With like a shore trooper armor on the thing.
Yeah, it almost
It's black because it's got that
but
red
it's
stripe.
but it's got different colors and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? And I think it's kind of cool. I'd like to know what the actual official name of that is.
Yes, so they pretty much are driving in the Juggernaut, and they're driving through the planet, and the planet's very interesting, honestly. Honestly, it's funny. I criticized Tython because it looked very basic-ish of a planet, but honestly, the way they're making all these planets, I'm okay with it now because it just shows diversity, and not every planet has to be
you-
super ultra
you know,
interesting.
You know why he made it Tython, right? This Dave Filoni is just like,
Yes, I know.
take the legends and put it back in.
I know. I said
I love that.
Yes, but anyway, Morak is it's like a tree grass plant. They pass by a village. Yes, tree grass.
Tree grass planet.
Forest, please. I'll take forest for 500, Alex. No, but yeah. They're going through the village. The village does not seem to like them. But they don't, fight them. They just kind of looked a little contempt at them.
Some pretty bad glares.
And then we hear on the radio that the other juggernauts are being attacked. And so that elicits the reaction from Mayfield and our reaction.
705, maintain speed and course. Receiver caution. Rerouting course.
Receiver caution? Is she serious?
What the hell?
Oh my god.
And I found that funny because that really shows. It's funny that the interaction hints at something we're gonna get into later in this episode, where the officer's just like, just maintain the course.
Well,
Don't go right into it already because we're not there yet.
Okay.
Okay. I know what you're.
Yeah,
meaning.
we're gonna go in depth.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go in depth.
I've talked about.
It's so hard not to just jump right in.
So yeah, they go in, and it turns out pirates have been pretty much throwing detonators on the trucks to make them blow up. So there's a cool fight scene. It's a lot like Indiana Jones. The fight scene's coming up because when they're on those moving vehicles going along fighting. I love the fact that Mando gets beat up quite a bit, and not just because other people have weapons, and he for some reason didn't bring a blast. Did he bring one blaster?
He has the Imperial.
Doesn't he lose a blaster though?
Yeah, well, it runs out of charge.
Yeah, it runs out of charges. Garbage.
You didn't think
I can't believe he didn't bring his own pistol too. No one's gonna ask any questions. I stole it from the locals. Done. That's all you had to say.
Well, they may not have known there was locals.
But yes, they do. The truck unit goes right through their village.
No, but
there's a track.
No, but before they even get it there, that's the thing.
Okay.
Because they
Yeah.
would have gotten on. You know what I mean? He didn't.
Yeah,
put
but
it,
there's a lot
he's
of
not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go put my Beskar armor in the back of the truck here.
Yeah,
and we'll just bring him along.
Yes.
No.
So they're driving through. They're having to fight off these pirates. Very good, solid scenes. And the pirates are actually the same species as that Jedi Master that eats it 3 seconds into the fight against Sidious. Remember him? He's got the horns.
Sasitin? No. This is the same species as the blue guy who in the Mandalorian season.
No,
1.
it's not.
Pretty sure it is.
It looks like that. It looks like that bounty hunter from Resistance season 2, with the axe, the horns.
But they didn't have the.
Yeah, they did.
Pretty sure they didn't, but.
Comment down below if you guys know the species,
Yeah.
please, because we are apparently at an impasse here.
I'm pretty sure I didn't see any horns, but.
How? I saw horns.
Well, you see a lot.
You see Mandela effect, boy.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, so it looks honestly like the pirates are going to overtake or at least blow up the Juggernaut until.
I told you. Imperial
Wow.
Reinforcements.
Hey, you hit something!
You know what?
The TIE fighters show up, and this was so weird because
And I love it.
we knew it was coming because they couldn't stop them
called
from
it.
throwing. But listening to the music, hero music, cheering. These are not things that are associated with.
The Empire.
Yes.
Also, one thing I would like to mention is that, a lot of people give, TIE fighter pilots a lot of flack of, they can never hit their ships.
Well,
they can
like
never
I
hit
said,
their
they
mark.
hit him.
Yeah.
They hit him perfect.
They nailed it
Um,
perfectly. It
now-
shows that they're actually, somewhat
Yes.
competent.
So from this point on in the episode is where you figure out what the story is here. And I love this. I love this so much because it feels like something straight out of the way they were rationalizing this. The ideals getting taught to us feels right out of a featurette in those Clone Wars videos where
Yeah.
Dave Filoni will tell you what he was trying to show, but you can see it here. Like, when they're getting out of that Juggernaut, it is exactly the same as when Luke gets out of the X-Wing on Yavin 4 after blowing up the Death Star.
Yep.
There's cheering. They're getting out. Everyone's like, there's like salutes and everything and like
Yeah.
clapping.
It's like
it is
stormtroopers
the
hugging
weirdest,
each other.
It's the weirdest thing because you don't get that perspective. We were teased with the idea of getting that perspective in Battlefront 2, but we never actually fully got it.
And especially, like, it kind of shows you...
Well, it shows you how the feels. We'll get to the how
it shows you, well, it shows you that, you know, the stormtroopers, they're actually people, you know?
Well, I feel like people forget this. The stormtroopers wanted to be stormtroopers. The Empire's not the First Order. The First Order enslaved the young. The Empire had volunteers.
Yeah.
You volunteered to go there.
Enlistment program.
Some of them were gone through a bit of like they're like
some of them
rebels.
Some of them were taken the same way.
But remember that scene in Solo.
Relied on
in that scene in Solo where he actually gets to enlist.
Yeah, they have full enlistment.
Yes, like
this
is what they chose to do.
Because they also have like perks and whatnot that goes with it.
Yes. So. Anyway. So they have to go into the it looks almost like a cafeteria, where it just happens to be the system to communicate to find out where the ship is right in the far corner of the cafeteria with high-ranking Empire.
But Mayfield
officials.
can't go
Mayfield goes to go in and just ducks out of there like a nervous kid walking up to his crush. Because he's like, that's my commanding officer.
Because he saw his crush.
Yeah, he saw his crush.
Yeah.
Well, he crushed something at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But, so then, Mando's like, okay, fine, give me a stick. And he goes, and, well, we get this reaction.
10 seconds to system shutdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
He wears helmet. Took his helmet off. Watch you time it wrong, and then they do after I point. But yeah,
I can do that just to make you look stupid.
No, don't do that. Mando has to take his face off. Take off my face. He has to take his helmet off so the thing can scan his face.
Like,
and since no one's seen his face, it works.
He needs to take his face off. He's like, where's Mace Windu?
Yeah. And then afterwards, the officer, the hiring one who was commanding Mayfield, I forget his name. I'm sorry. It's like Van Hees or whatever.
It starts with a V.
Van Hees. It's like two names.
Starts
It's
with
like
V.
the first and last name. I remember it. That guy actually, who plays that guy, actually killed Bruce Wayne's parents in Batman Begins. I think is what I read somewhere. It's so weird though. This officer doesn't have a British accent. He has like a Western American, doesn't it?
Yeah, but like,
It's like a Southern.
Well, do you know what he reminds me a lot of? He reminds me of Krennic.
Kind of, yeah.
Like he gives off that kind of a vibe.
Yeah, although I suppose I would say he's it's like Tarkin without the style.
Without the flair.
Yes, without the flair. Like it's like Tarkin if he had to work at a bar.
Or Tarkin.
Bar Tarkin.
Or Tarkin if he went to a bar.
Tarkender. Bar Tarkin.
Okay, just
anyway, but so
Stop.
he goes over there, and first off, I love the acting from Pedro Pascal because when the officers are questioning him, he does not know what to do because he still doesn't have his helmet back on. So he's looking like a guy who's never taken off that helmet.
He looks like a guy who looks so uncomfortable.
He's just kind of like
because he's not like covered in
like, and it's how he's so vulnerable. Like he's like, and they're like, "What are your TK number?" Personally, I was hoping he would say 421, but he didn't. Mayfield steps in and says he's an assault. He's like assault combat unit, and that guy was
his hearing.
Something like yeah. He's like, we just call him Brown Eyes, and it's like, okay, cool, all right. And then they say, and then the guy officer takes them for a drink because they were the only crew to survive, which is kind of morbid when you think about it. But then we get into a amazing dialogue between the two because I love this scene because
and I didn't see this coming.
I didn't know where it was gonna go, but once you see the web getting spun, it's amazing because the setup first off, because he's asking what should we toast to, and Mayfield says Operation Cinder, which is straight out of Battlefront 2, which is a plan where the Empire. This is a bad plan.
Here, can I give this plan? Because you've been talking a while. Okay, but like the plan is basically like if the Emperor can't survive, no one else can.
But that's not how it was. That's not how it was. That's not how it was told to the people doing the plan.
But that was the true intention.
Yes, that he didn't want it to outlive him.
So basically,
So they're like purge the weak, but it's actually just their own.
So basically, they had these big things. I can't even remember.
Big satellites.
Big satellites, basically.
You wanted to talk?
Shooting some sort of thing onto the planet.
Can I do it?
And it made
redirects the light.
Yeah.
Redirects the light and pretty much dams planet. And I love this because it talks about, and as the scene goes, Mayfield is talking with it because Mando is not saying a word. Who still doesn't have his helmet on. He's not saying a word. He's just like, and as the conversation goes, Mando's giving him the look like, shut up, Mayfield, shut up.
Well, he just goes like
and
this.
he's just like, no. And it gets to the point where we fully realize the problem with the Imperials. The troopers aren't the root of the problem. Sure, the troopers are always portrayed in a somewhat dim-witted manner or something like that. But scratch beneath the surface, and they are just soldiers. They see, and Mayfield was a soldier. He talks about the people he was with and how he lost all of them. And his officer talks about it completely different, how they're loyal tributes. They are loyal tribunes to the cause. And it's like, but then he says, but then he goes further, and it sounds like at first
pulls the family card.
Well, no, it's not that. It's when he first talks about it, you think, okay, well, he's just kind of blinded by his ideals. But then you realize he doesn't actually care about the troops, and he's not even hiding it well, because he says that, we outlived them. When he starts talking about how he outlived them, it's like he never cared if he lost them all. He won't care if he loses anyone else, as long as he gets what he wants.
And I think this is really cool in the sense of, like, a lot of times people will compare the First Order and the Empire, but if you've seen Resistance, you'll see the way that, what's her name?
Yes, they talk, although that being said, yes, they said...
Where it's based off survival of the fittest.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that the survival of the fittest ideal isn't totally exempt in the Empire, but I don't think it works in certain points of it. There are certain times where it not always is seen. The New Remnants are kind of showing that idea of survival of the fittest, but that's more of the, we don't care if we leave you behind. But, like, as the scene grows and grows, you immediately realize, oh no, I think we know where this is going. Which leads to... This guy's gonna get a straight up shot.
Oh, he's mad. To the Empire.
Yep, saw that one coming. Yep. Yeah, he just shoots him. Would have liked to know a little story about that guy, but that's cool. That's cool. It had to be done. He had to die. And the shore trooper, I think is it, is just standing there with a tray. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they then have
that.
to break out. They're shooting up the place, breaking out, while Fennec and Kara are giving them sniper support from the high ground, so you know they were definitely safe.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't missing a shot there. And then Boba comes in with the Slave One and evacs them out, and 2 TIE fighters follow them. And I knew what was about to happen. The video we're gonna show you, we cut out about 10 seconds earlier of the ship taking off and me immediately saying, because you remember, like, we cut that singing out. We cut it out a little.
Yeah.
But then finally,
when you see something coming, you're a bit more vocal than I am.
I'm a lot more vocal than you are.
Well, you are in general.
Yes.
As well.
But we get the lovely sound of the seismic charge going off.
As you will see here.
Hit it with the seismic! Do that goddamn sound.
Yep!
Yes! Yes! Make the sound! Yes! Yes! Yeah, and it's just great. Yeah, like, it was so worth it, and I was so psyched to hear it just to get. And then they sent a transmission to Moff Gideon. They are coming from exactly the same way as what Moff Gideon says to him in season 1.
Literally, word for word, the exact same thing.
And this episode ends like that. And it's interesting. This is the first ever episode where Grogu doesn't show up once.
And, oh, yeah.
Like, even the first episode of the season 1
that's
had
when
his
they
ears.
introduce him.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, this is,
Which is interesting, because I don't think it... And, oh, right. And they let Mayfield... they don't take him back to prison.
Let him go.
And they let him go on Morak.
That's good.
After they blow up a lot of the refinery because of the Rhydonium.
Or they blew up the entire refinery. That's another way of putting it.
Yeah, well, the structure is a little still there, but yes.
You mean the hydro dam?
Yeah. So, where do we think this season goes?
Well, we got...
Where are they gonna fight? Are they fighting just in space? Are they gonna have like a fighter to fighter?
Are we gonna see...
Because I don't know if the Slave One is built for a
Are we-
cruiser.
What if Cara Dune calls in New Republic support?
It would be interesting. What if they don't
Seeing the
answer? Because they're
slave-
kind of inept.
Seeing the Slave One fight alongside the New Republic? Interesting.
I think what you're referring to is seeing the Slave One fight alongside Dave Filoni.
Oh,
And the other pilot, who I know he's someone
Trapper
who
Wolf.
he's I know he's a famous guy, but I haven't seen his show. No, it's just like even in filler episodes like this, it's very nice that you show us something that expands upon the lore that we have, and that completely does it.
And you know what we might be getting possibly this next episode? We could possibly, I'm not sure if they will, maybe Thrawn.
Maybe Thrawn, but they might save that for the Ahsoka.
That was the second thing I was about to say, is that they...
We might find out which Jedi contacted Grogu, but I'm not sure.
It's gotta be Ezra.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We might find out exactly what they're cloning, but I'm not sure. Probably the Emperor, but we're not sure.
Yeah.
We'll probably see some Dark Troopers in action, because I feel like if you don't, that's kind of pointless.
Yeah, because I mean, we didn't really see them in action. They just
I honestly, it's funny because I really love this season, but it doesn't feel like it's ready to hit its finale yet. It really doesn't.
It really feels like
There's so
two
many
episodes.
things that we are missing here.
But that's how
I'm not criticizing it.
setting
I'm just
up
saying
at
it's leaving
season
you
3.
wanting more so much.
Yep. And some of that's going to be tied up, and I guarantee you the finale is going to give you questions the same way the season... The season 1 finale has still not been answered.
Not all of it, no.
How do you get the Darksaber? That's the question of the finale.
Yeah. Okay.
Still not answered.
So...
Wait, here's a question, though. Are we going to get to see Gideon use his Darksaber in this last episode? And Mando use his
I'll tell you
best
what.
staff?
When we're watching the recap of it, it shows him getting presented with the spear that I'll know for a fact we're fighting.
Yeah,
The recap tells you quite a bit of what's about to show up, which is its job. But, like, sometimes you're just like, oh, I guess we're getting that plot line.
Yeah.
Credit be told, though, they didn't show Boba Fett in that one recap, so we actually didn't know the Slave One was coming. It was really smart.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, we'll leave that there. Leave
There's
it there.
not a whole lot more.
No, and we don't want to make it too long, especially because we know that a lot of other people are talking about this episode.
Yeah.
And if you just came here mostly for the reactions, well, first off, you probably didn't make it this far, but we appreciate it nonetheless.
Also, check out what's the YouTuber's name that.
Oh yes, the YouTuber that has had us in a lot of his
Reaction
mashups. Connor Dankin, I think is how you say it. He sometimes comments on our videos, so yeah, be sure to throw him a subscribe because he's working really hard to get all of those in, and we are fully appreciative of it. So with that all said, thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you haven't already.
Yep.
Share this
also-
around with whoever you know because we are always trying to grow.
Also,
the base.
check out we will sometime tomorrow, most likely, have No One Hockey Podcast episode 12.
Yes, please go watch that because apparently YouTube doesn't like those videos and
Yeah,
massacres the view count.
We had about 220 views taken away from
we
our
had
last one.
289 at one point.
And now
we were
we're
sitting at
at
65. Every day we wake up and we're just like,
How many did they take away? Yeah.
are we done with this yet? They're still taking away from that one Mando video and it's 2 weeks old. They won't let it pass 250. Past the 250, back 242.
No.
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 We'll be sure to cover more Star Wars stuff. We're still watching our Rebels season 2. We're watching it right through.
Yeah.
At one point at some point you sounded like you were ready to do the Battlefront 2 storyline. You were gonna play through it.
I was gonna play.
I'll sit in with you while we do it.
Yeah.
Just so I can
Just so
refine
we can-
myself on everything.
yep.
Just so we can talk about
And-
that because it's more Star Wars lore.
And also be excited for in the years to come actually with all these new Star Wars shows.
I'm excited.
We're probably gonna be posting some stuff about that.
Yep.
And I'll probably
That's
maybe
about
talk
it.
about it when we get some more
Yeah.
information. As
Yeah.
we got some information.
I don't want to be that kid at the party that
the
has
Bad
to go
Batch,
back
but-
inside to say goodbye again because I've already said thank you for watching.
Well,
Have you ever been that? You ever seen that? Where it's like, oh, I don't want to walk back in.
yeah. Well,
Nobody likes saying goodbye twice.
yeah. That's why I was trying to button.
yes.
You didn't let me.
Yes. Okay. Anyway.
Anyways,
You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, all of that once again for like the third time. But also be sure to follow us on on Instagram at No One Hockey Podcast, where if you don't have notifications turned on, we will let you know when things are out. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.